You probably understand that in order to get somewhere, in order to achieve some great results, you need to put a lot of effort and action into it. But what to do if you are a complete beginner that is trying to quit different kind of bad habits and you understand that you cannot just put countless of hours into something? So I was in a complete same position. I was doing the bad habits, I was scrolling on my phone, on social media, procrastinating, doing various bad habits, and I just couldn't focus on any kind of work. I couldn't focus on making videos, on studying every single day. But I understood one thing, and it actually changed the way I do things. So it only took me to understand the rule of 20 and 80% and doing 1 hour of work. So 1 hour of work can seem silly to you. It definitely did not achieve great results, but I'm going to prove you otherwise. Because we are not some kind of businessmen yet, but we are beginners. Beginners that are trying to go from bad habits into actual focused work. So trust me, because this 1 hour of work actually changed everything. So here's how it did exactly like that. What 20-80% rule states is that 20% of our actions, of our efforts, can get 80% of the results that we want. So for example, if you do your homework every single day consistently, you will probably achieve 80% of the mark or the grade without actually studying too much. If you don't eat junk food, if you don't eat sugars, just by doing that, you will stay at a nice physique, you will not gain any weight, and you will look the same. And that's exactly with making, for example, videos. If you just spend 20% of your time scripting some ideas, writing something, and maybe making a video out of it, you will probably get some views, some subscribers, and you will move forward with content creation. So this is why 1 hour of work changed the way I stay focused, the way I do my work, because you don't need like 5 hours of some deep work to wake up at 3 a.m. to do 6 hours of work when you are just starting. Because the most important thing to you is to start. How can you start and stay focused and stay consistent on your journey as much as you can? So that's why you only have to commit 1 hour. So imagine, 1 hour is that 20% of all your change. You're quitting your bad habits, starting a new hobby, starting a new project, doing some kind of different things, and spending 1 hour. So if you cannot commit to 1 hour, well, I believe that you are just doomed to get lost, to stay as a failure. But if you can listen to this and just do something for 1 hour every single day, this will change the way you work. So our goal is to become focused at the thing that we do. So we take this rule of 20-80%, that our 20% of actions, so that means our 1 hour of some kind of work, of some kind of project work, will get us 80% of the results. So that means you will stay focused, you will get into a momentum of doing some kind of work, and this way you will get the results. So what can we do with that 1 hour? So there are a few things, a few examples of mine that I did in the beginning when I started content creation, when I learned to become a better pianist, a better musician, when I wanted to get better grades. So here are a few things that you can choose to start from today. So one thing that I always did in school was that every single day I would try to do almost every homework. Of course I would fail, of course I wouldn't do every homework, but doing most of the homework has given me probably all the time 80% of the grade. So I would get a 7 or an 8 if I just completely didn't study it, but I just get back home, I do my homework, and that's it. Or if I just did 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups every single day, that doesn't get you 100% of great physique, you don't become like a bodybuilder, but this gets you 80% of the result. You are exercising, you are becoming fitter, and your physique either stays the same or it gets a little bit better every single day. That's just 1 hour of work. Or maybe you always wanted to work on your computer, maybe you are aiming to have a business, maybe you're aiming to create content, create videos. So right now you definitely cannot just work for 5 hours, film videos for 5 hours like I'm doing right now. Because look, you are the beginner that is trying to break the bad habits. So you understand that just you scroll on your phone, you scroll on social media, and you cannot jump into work. But there are definitely times in your day when you can spend 1 hour on doing something. So for example, I would spend First, I would spend like 15 minutes every single day, then it was 1 hour of playing the piano. I played the piano every single day for 1 hour. It didn't really matter how I played it, it didn't really matter how much I was practicing, but what really mattered is that am I accountable and I am consistent that 1 hour every single day. So every single day I would play the piano for 1 hour. And what this got me is that I actually became a very skilled and professional pianist and musician. Just because that 1 hour, the 20% of my work got me 80% of the actions. It didn't really matter if that rest 20% to get to 100% was not doing the bad habits, looking at the way I play it, looking at my skill, looking at the mistakes I'm making. And yeah, that could have gotten me into a better place, into playing better. But what matters is that I'm consistent for 1 hour. I want to get out of the bad habits and just do the work. To be able to work on something means that first you have to learn how to stay consistent with small amounts of time. You don't need 5 hours of work now. You don't need to work on business like for 24/7. What you need is first you need to get from bad habits to working just a little bit every single day. Because look, everyone on social media tells you that you have to grind non-stop. And well, in some cases that can be true because some big results actually require a lot of effort. It requires a lot of effort to make videos, to be successful with it. It requires a lot of effort to earn money. But you don't get to this point if you don't go first through this small actions and small amount of time. So 1 hour of things can be like reading a book every single day for 1 hour. Just to get good at being consistent, at being focused for just 1 hour. You program yourself to be consistent and focus for 1 hour on one thing. So maybe every single day you will be writing scripts. Maybe you are writing texts and ideas for your newsletter. Maybe you are trying to make a video, so you will film every single day to make one piece of video. That can be an Instagram reel, some kind of TikTok short that doesn't take up so much of your time and you don't have to go above your routine, go out of your comfort zone so much just to make it. So it's simple as that. 1 hour of practicing your hobby, 1 hour of practicing your sport. Maybe you do 100 push-ups every single day and take that as your 20% of focus. Maybe you make video. Maybe you work towards your business. So every single day you spend 1 hour talking to ChatGPT, researching different kinds of concepts online, and this is our work. So this rule of 20 and 80% and just doing 1 hour of work every single day changed the way I stay focused and changed the way I stay motivated, and I actually can now work for a lot of hours. It wasn't like that. I didn't went from scrolling on my phone like you do right now, from procrastinating every day, from eating junk food, from watching pornography, and then just jumping into work. It doesn't work like that. You don't get from one action to another action like a lot of social media influencers tell you do, but the real and actionable steps look like that. You begin with just using that free time that you have after procrastination, after all the scrolling, to do small things that move the needle and you build the momentum to go further. You spend 1 hour a day reading, writing something. Just the most important thing here is to stay consistent at it. So maybe you will start with 30 minutes. Maybe you'll start with 15 minutes. But you do that consistently every single day. And with the more days to stay accountable, the more hours you will be able to work focused without getting distracted. And that actually changes your life. It changes the way you stay focused. It changes the way you get into this whole routine of being disciplined. So it's 20-80% of rule, and it's 1 hour of work every single day. So my name is Paul, I post every single day, and I highly recommend joining our community. Top link in the description. Now it's free. There are like-minded people that are trying to break the bad habits. I can help you based on your circumstances. I can support you with accountability. So I highly recommend joining, and see you tomorrow.